What relationships do you have? And are they actually supporting you in your goals and mission? Or are they just a bunch of sad, people that are like, the world sucks and the government sucks and this is happening and it's trying to control us? Or are you actually around people that are expansive and optimistic and are seeing things that are possibilities and manifesting together and spiritual? Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of December 23rd to the 29th. We are coming up on the last full week of the year, y'all. This is Christmas, this is Boxing Day, this is relaxation, or might not be for you depending on how your life structures around this time. We start out the week on Monday, December 23rd in a fourth quarter moon phase in Libra. This is about balancing, harmonizing, recalibration in your week. Now, on Tuesday, December 24th, we have Jupiter square to Saturn. And this Jupiter square to Saturn is actually a very challenging aspect because there's a tension between expansion and limitation. So in Jupiter, in Gemini, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things going on, it can be very busy. And Saturn in Pisces is about responsibility to higher ideals, to things that you are your spiritual path in essence, because it's in Pisces, but really there's a responsibility here to, I'm going to say, bills, staying on time with things, commitments, responsibilities, not fun things that we like to talk about over the holidays, but it is still there, right? So Jupiter's retrograde encourages revisiting growth opportunities while Saturn demands structure and realism. Patience and persistence is the key to navigating this energy. So you might be frustrated that you want to do fun things, but you got all these responsibilities, or people are going for drinks and you're like, you have all these deadlines and reports to do because your boss just piled a whole bunch of stuff on your desk. So if that's the case, just feel it, notice it. You're meant to be where you're supposed to be, that you're not supposed to be there. And that's, ultimately that could be the universe protecting you against some shenanigans that's going to go down there, or maybe some gossip or whatever, office politics that'll affect you down the road. So you are being protected by staying in your office and doing your work. So everything is divine protection. Your responsibilities are divine protection too. So paying attention there where you might feel this energy feels like FOMO a bit, so just noticing where that comes up for you. On Wednesday, December 25th, we have the Sun in Capricorn inconjunct Mars retrograde in Leo. Okay, so an inconjunct is kind of a sticky energy. It's a need for adjustment between these two planets. So these two forces are kind of going in a bit of a different direction. You can make them work together, but it requires effort. So this inconjunct is going to create a friction between discipline energy of Capricorn and the introspective drive of Mars. So you want to recalibrate how ambition and inner passion align, adjusting your goals and actions to ensure alignment within your authentic self. So you might be feeling this kind of like, I didn't think I was going to be here at this point in my life, or I thought I was going to be further along at this time, considering, comparing to last year. So this can feel that comparison, as a thief of joy, hell yes. And it also is trying to lead you in a direction. If you're feeling stagnant and you're continuing to feel the same thing over and over every year, you're living the same year every year, you're not seeing progress. And I know it's around Christmas that you start to kind of take stock of like, where has the been where has the year gone? What is this Christmas like compared to last Christmas? Our brain is always trying to make sure, are we in alignment with where we're wanting to go? Do we feel safe? Where do we not feel that um that we are going where we need to go, in essence. So it's always kind of like judging where the carrot is for your next step. And are you in alignment with that carrot, or have you been on a hamster wheel and never reaching that carrot? So if that's you, I feel like I really need to drop this in right here, right now, is that I'd love to formally invite you to join MIA, my membership, where we manifest throughout the year together. We're using our intuition, and you are moving forward in your life. You're no longer stagnant. We're moving forward as a group, and we get to come in together when things are derailing us. Something happens in your life, and you can just pop it into the group, and everyone is supportive of each other. So if that's something that you're feeling now, you're not alone, and you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to make next year the same as this year. And it's a monthly membership. You can cancel anytime you want. You can DM me or just drop a comment. If you drop a comment, I might miss it, to be fair, because some of these platforms hide stuff. So send me an email and just ask me about that, and I'll send you information on it. Okay. Thursday, December 26th, we have Mercury opposite to Jupiter. So we have some really challenging aspects this week. I'm not going to lie. And, hopefully people have some holiday time in here. You can take it a little easy. Nothing is going to move forward this week. So I'm just going to say, it plainly, right? You have an agenda, and you're not going to get it done. You want to clean the house, you might get derailed. You 911 call, you got to go do something. Like, just know that your agenda this week is likely not going to happen. Best to have no agenda this week. If you can just have a real chill week. If you're working, my heart goes out to you. Your days are just not going to go according to plan if you're working. Okay. On so Thursday, December 26th, that Mercury, which is our mind, our thought processing, is going to be opposite planet of Jupiter, which is expansion, optimism, good luck, but it's also expanding whatever it touches. So this brings up this kind of balancing act between expansive thoughts and tension in communication. It's a chance to apply lessons learned back from December 4th, because we had this exact same experience when Mercury was retrograde, and these exact signs. So pay attention. Go back and look at what was happening December 4th, because this could be wrapping up something about that. Now, Mercury is our mind, our thought processing, our the way that we think about things, communication, connection to others, travel as well. And Jupiter is expansion, optimism, big ideas, big thinking. So these two planets opposite is that your big thoughts, you're not structuring the details. Sagittarius is big ideas with no details. And Gemini is all the details, but where are we going with it, right? So we need them both together. It is a very cerebral axis of thinking thoughts, elevating thoughts. So we want to elevate thoughts, but we need to have the ideas right. We need to have the timing right. So looking back on December 4th, you're going to get a clue as to what's coming up here for you. Is there something that's going on in your life that has roots back to December 4th, or what you were kind of thinking about, dreaming about during that time? That was a Mercury retrograde time. So now you might have clarity. You might have sort of like, oh, I know why this isn't working out anymore. That would be really great. And then on Saturday, December 28th, we have Friday, December 27th. I missed that date. We have another callback to December 6th, earlier in the month. This is a Mercury square to Saturn. So Mercury, again, is the mind, big ideas in Sagittarius, and Saturn is about responsibility, duty, structure. So where we have big ideas, but we're not adhering to responsibility. So let's say I decide I want to go on travel trips, but I'm spending money that is actually should be allocated to something else. That would be this feeling of like, oh, now I got to come back and pay the piper, or I have to be aware of that. So this square is echoing an energy of December 6th, because this happened then as well when Mercury was retrograde, urging careful attention to details and commitments. Challenges may arise in communication or decision making, requiring patience and perseverance. So, reassess responsibilities and strengthen foundations for future success. Pay attention. This can also come up as self doubt or rigidity. So, really staying loose and being introspective. What is coming up now that maybe you were also facing on December 6th? And then the last aspect of the month, of the week is Saturday, December 28th. And this is Venus square to Uranus, another square, meaning there's a tension, a challenge here. So this square shakes up relationships and finances, pushing for change and innovation. While disruptions may feel uncomfortable, they open the door to greater authenticity and freedom. So this is really, what are you valuing? And where are you not spending in relation to that value, to those values or through those goals? Where, what relationships do you have? And are they actually supporting you in your goals and mission? Or are they just a bunch of sad, people that are like, the world sucks and the government sucks and this is happening and this is trying to control us? Or are you actually around people that are expansive and optimistic and are seeing things that are possibilities and manifesting together and spiritual, right? Who are your friends, and are they actually supporting your dreams or keeping you stuck in a loop? That's another way to say it. And then also, where are you spending your money? So really important themes that are going to come up this week. So you know what, this week, that's the light, such is life. And it's a great week to have that happen, because it's a week where we might not have as much responsibility or as much expectation on you. And when you think about some of these challenges as well, you can also think about them within your family dynamic. They could be there could be some strained relationships here, or maybe some expectations for you to be somewhere or do something and you don't want to, so you say no. And then there's this feeling of like you're not doing what is expected of you. And then that always causes friction because people don't like that and they're allowed to be disappointed. This is a time where we all get to have what we want. Yes, there's a balancing act between being in relationships and then being individual. And we're all finding that balance, right? We're not going to want to be out every night. Now, you might, but I don't. I want to just be home and sit by a tree and watch a Hallmark movie. That would be freaking fantastic. And I don't mind doing that for a few days, because I'm so busy in my real life, my real life, my regular life, my working life, So it depends for you. Maybe you decide you want to see your friends more, so you create opportunities for brunches, but then they're like, no, I don't want to go, or no one's available. So even notice that feeling come up. Maybe you take yourself for brunch then, right? What you are looking for outside yourself is what you need to give to yourself this week. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. We start next week off with a brilliant full moon, new moon, the last new moon of the year, and it is quite emotionally charged. So I just want to talk about that, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, right? So this kind of Saturday, Sunday of this forecast, you might just feel emotions coming up where you're feeling very emotional about where you're going, your life's purpose and mission. Are you on track with where you want to go? Have you missed the boat? Do you feel like you're not where you want to be at this time in your life? Noticing those feelings coming up, because I'm here to say you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment in time. Right? And everything is happening at the right and perfect time. There is no better path or lesser than path. Every path is perfect for you. Okay. So just notice when those emotions are coming up, and I'll speak to those next week. Wishing you the best week ahead, enjoying the holiday season if you celebrate in the ways that you celebrate. And if you don't, I'm wishing you love nonetheless. Have a great one. Bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is She Tells Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legalese that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of She Tells Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.